Good morning. It's the morning of July 20th, and we've just left Acebo on our way to our ultimate destination of the day, which is Pomferrada, which you might be able to see through the fog there. You can see that it's this kind of misty, beautiful morning. You just barely make out our hostel last night up there. It's got the flags on it. Such a gorgeous, beautiful place, and the hostel was more like what you'd pay for like a fancy resort. We loved it. We're kind of thinking today we might just walk on the roadside instead of on the actual Camino trail. By all accounts, it is steep and rocky, and some people would describe it as the hardest part of the trail in the entire Camino. And we sort of went back and forth between walking on that, because with the mist and fog and rain that's forecast, the trail could be wet. And my gosh, those rocks it was so steep and so hard to walk on. And you have to be so careful with where you place each footfall, because one bad step, you've sprained an ankle, twisted a knee, fallen over and did a face plant into a rock. And it takes so long to go that far, and it takes quite a toll on your body. And then balance that against being, hit by a car. So I think we might just take the road, and this looks like there's plenty of places to get off if we have to, and just be very quiet and listen for cars, and maybe make the day go by a little bit easier. So we're hoping. So, not for the last time, Buen Camino. Maybe one more second of recording just so you can listen. Beautiful. It's around noon on Friday, July 20th, and we are in Molinaseka. We made it without too many events. We had a nice little second breakfast here in this restaurant. In 2016, Lori and I had dinner in this restaurant, and we stayed in that hostel. Molinaseka is just a very cute little town, and very charming. This area right over here is where a lot of people will swim in the river, and there you've got that old medieval or maybe Roman bridge. I just couldn't tell you, but it's a nice little place. I wish we had more time to spend. Here's another view of Molinaseka, walking down the way as it passes through the city. It's like a lot of other little Spanish towns we've seen. This one's a little bit bigger than some, but beautiful stone buildings and shops along the way, and it's just charming. This is a fun place maybe to spend a little time. So there's Pomferrada, and our destination for today. Andy and I are going to consult the guidebook here and see about where you might turn off the path. Off in the distance there you can see pilgrims walking on the Camino, but evidently the Camino does a kind of a circumventing of Pomferrada before entering the city. And I remember reading in the guidebook about being able to just find someplace near a viewpoint, and this certainly could be it. And hey, Andy, and just go straight in and save maybe a couple kilometers. So if that's the case, that's what we're going to do. Good morning. It's Saturday, June 21st, July 21st. It all runs together. We left Ponferrada this morning, a little late, around 8:30. It's about 10 o'clock now. And we are walking through sort of a countryside, sort of, I don't know, maybe semi-rural. You can kind of maybe see a little bit of what we're looking at here. Walking is easy because it's on the side of a road. Not my favorite way to walk, but after all the loose footing and stuff we've had, it's not so bad. And it's overcast, and so pretty cool, probably in the upper 50s right now. It does make for a nice walking day. So our plan today is to walk to Villafranca and continue from there. Probably about 25 kilometers altogether. We're still trying to figure out one stage where we're just having a hard time finding a place we can reserve, and it's after Sarria, which is the town that people start from if they want to walk the minimum distance to get to Compostela. It's about 115 kilometers, I think. You have to walk at least 100 kilometers if you want to get your Compostela certificate. And about 40% of the people that finish the Frances Camino start there. So things get quite crowded after that. It's harder to find places that you can make reservations, and so we kind of have one day where we really don't know what we're going to do with that, but we're working on it, and so we'll work on that when we get to Villafranca. So buen Camino, and more later. So it's Saturday afternoon, the 21st. We are walking into Villafranca, finally. It's been kind of a long day. We met Eva on the way. Say hi, Eva.
Hi.
She is from the Czech Republic, and she's going to be a music and art teacher. So that's pretty awesome. And this is a small little town, but cute. We've got, I don't know, a church castle kind of thing on the right. And we haven't found our hotel yet, but we will shortly. And something tells me there's a nap in my future. Buen Camino, you know, Ponferrada, like, well, I'm sorry, we're not in Ponferrada. Villafranca has its own castle.
Not unlike Ponferrada.
Not unlike Ponferrada. And, you know, really only the best little Spanish villas have their own castles. And this looks like a good one. Maybe it's a fixer-upper.
What would you rate it?
In terms of
10, you know,
out
of 10.
It's not turnkey. It's not turnkey. But you know, little TLC, you could have yourself your own castle. Morning. It's Sunday the 22nd, I think. And we're about 5 kilometers outside of Villafranca. We walked probably almost all that along a stretch of highway. Not highway per se, but fairly busy road. But they had a nice wide shoulder with a concrete barrier along it to keep us away from the traffic. So that was not bad. It was easy walking in the shade. It's been very nice. Now we've left that highway and we're walking along a nice tree-lined road. Looks like something's coming up here. Don't know what it is. Our goal today is to get to a town called Herrarias, which is it's the last little town before you come to a very large climb up to Acebo, which is, you know, one of the hardest climbs on the Camino, up to a very high point. We didn't really want to do that at the end of the day and make a 30K day, so we're staying in this little place. And we'll tackle that son of a gun first thing in the morning. So, how you doing, Andy?
Oh, good. Just singing.
Just singing. Imagine, Andy singing.